And we're back on our episode of NBA 2K14. In the last episode, you see the Miami Heat beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in a tight game here by 5 points. 119 to 114. LeBron James got 35 points, 11 assists. Dwayne Wade got 26 and 8. Russell Westbrook got 23, 11. And Stephen got 21 points. And now for the next game on our hand, we're off to San Antonio, Texas. First occasion is ready to go. This is gonna be Derrick Rose of the Chicago Bulls facing Tim Duncan of the San Antonio Spurs here in AT&T Center. And for this game, the Spurs gonna use a gray shirts and the Bulls gonna use the red shirts. That is a good one here in San Antonio. And for this game, it's going to be a good one here in AT&T Center. I'm going to be watching from inside. About it for now, this is Andre King. We'll be right back after this. Enjoy the video here in downtown San Antonio here at the Alamo AT&T Center in San Antonio. Anyways, let's get started. Enjoy the video, and now we are sending over to Kevin Harlan here in San Antonio. Let's go!
Welcome, Damon Bruce with you as we get ready for NBA action here on 2K Sports. Wednesday night in the NBA. It'll be the Chicago Bulls facing off against the San Antonio Spurs. And now, out to San Antonio for Kevin Harlan. He's got the opening tip.
We've got basketball action at the AT&T Center. We're in San Antonio, Texas, the home of the Spurs, live on 2K Sports. We've got some terrific NBA action in store for you today. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Now a chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. And as we take a look here at Derrick Rose, guys, what's your take?
Well, guys, sometimes when he gets the ball in the backcourt, it looks like he's shot out of a cannon. He just takes off running, and it gives his team such a great push, such a surge as they try to get into the open floor to score.
And you know what? He's like a tank when he's coming down the lane. Lay into him as hard as you can. You're not going to be able to knock him off balance.
The Spurs happy to be returning to San Antonio after the road trip. Well, they come into every game with confidence, and this game is no different. Two elite teams put each other to the test, certainly, every time they meet. A lot on the line in this one, though.
Kevin, I tell you what, they've actually been terrific on their home court, and they're starting another homestand right now.
Yeah, this has been their domain, Clark, no question. They made this arena a very difficult one to come into and try to win. So this game will tell us a lot about whether they're going to continue that dominance on this homestand.
Guys, Derrick Rose is a native son of Chicago, and he grew up in the dangerous Inglewood neighborhood, the youngest of four brothers. But from very early on, his talent for the game was apparent. And those older brothers of his, they shielded him and protected him like an ember of hope for the entire family, and he certainly has allowed his light to shine brightly.
Parker passes to Ginobili. Duncan, he's covered by Boozer, and it's Duncan penetrating, takes it into the teeth of the knee and converts the way up.
He's got so much junk in his trunk, he'll find a way to hurt you.
And Clark, back to Rose, the city of Chicago, as you expected, has embraced him. It's interesting, Steve, to be a high pick, but drafted by your hometown team. The pressure there is pretty interesting.
I love at the United Center when they introduce him, they just say, from Chicago, Derrick Rose. But, with all the attention he gets, he's a very private and reserved person, has a lot of respect amongst his teammates because he just handles himself with such class.
Here's Rose after Carlos Boozer's score. That's good. 6 points for Derrick Rose. Oh boy, looks like he was injured there.
Yeah, he's not happy right now. You can see it's really hurting him. You sure can, Steve. It's difficult to say exactly how serious it is, but hopefully we'll have an update soon.
Steven Jackson's checked in for Corral.
It's obvious he's hurting. He's going to tough it out, though, and continue to contribute on. You got to give him credit for that. People have talked about the defensive renaissance in Chicago as a big part of their turnaround, and that's accurate. Bibbs has done wonders for this team defensively, but another aspect is that they've had one of the deepest benches in the league the past few years, too.
And here's Duncan, following the three-pointer by Derrick Rose. That one goes. Ginobili's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And they're on fire. They've made 4 straight shots to get this thing going.
Leaps for it, and out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. Go back to what you said, Clark, about Chicago. It is a credit to them that they've been able to constantly add or draft talent that is ready to step in for it. And Steve contribute off the bench.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You think about Taj Gibson, a late first-round pick. Jimmy Butler last year really emerged as one of the best young players in the league. Great story. So terrific job by the Bulls front office in figuring out which player to take later in the first round.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Chicago. San Antonio shooting their first shots from the free throw lines tonight.
Yeah, this is a very good free throw shooting team, guys. I mean, you look at the numbers, impressive.
And the word is they challenge each other, guys. I mean, each and every one of them is to improve their free throw shooting in the offseason. Held each other accountable in that area. And now you see the results individually and as a whole.
Here's Green, following the score by Derrick Rose. San Antonio again missing.
Tell you what, it's hard to argue with the record for Coach Tom Thibodeau of the Bulls, but the rumor mill has the front office hasn't been happy with how hard he's ridden his top players. Luol Deng missed time last season with a hamstring injury. Joakim Noah came down with plantar fasciitis. Hey, those things happen, and I'm not quite sure you can put that at the feet of Tom Thibodeau.
The Bulls have gone 7-9 from the field. A really nice start offensively for them. It's stolen by Green. Puts the lead pass in front of him. Guys, 7 times the lead. Changed hands here now.
And we still aren't halfway through this contest yet.
Yeah, that number could easily go up to double digits before this game is over.
Gibson backs in. The turnaround. Rejected by Diaw. Butler against Green. A stupendous finish in traffic. And going back to Tom Thibodeau and that minutes load on his stars, it seems it's getting harder for players to weather big minutes, Steve, these days.
I think it's going to be really interesting going forward to see this Bulls team this year and beyond. Will that wear them down? Their guys play too many minutes. They've had a lot of injuries. I think it's time to scale back a little bit on the minutes played.
The Bulls making a switch here. Muhammad's checked in. Now off the inbound. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Went to the windmill dunk to turn this place on. It's here. I love it.
Yeah, this crowd is stunned.
Man, they should be, Kevin. That was one elaborate finish.
And Mills kicks to Jackson. Backing him down is Duncan. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
Bulls making a switch here. Murphy's checked in. Hit his leg. And the ref saying he kicked it. There's 48 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Teague left side. Puts up the baby hook. And the basket good. A bank shot that time. 36 seconds left to play in the first. Green kicks to Jackson. Pass to Duncan. Muhammad's there. Duncan dishes to Jackson. Drills it from outside. Jackson's got his third basket of the night.
Look, and I like the way they come out here. I mean, they're shooting it well and with confidence from outside. Just a good, strong start for them.
Here's Dunleavy. Good, and Heinrich gets the assist.
Everybody on the floor is hot. Incredible stuff here in the early stages.
Tell you what, both teams playing downhill. Who's going to blink first?
Green. Another one falls for San Antonio. 9 seconds left in the first quarter. Heinrich hits to Murphy. Here's Teague. And the Bulls back on 2 more. The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. Spurs lead by 4. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports.
Sunday, February 2nd, the Orlando Magic take on Rajon Rondo and the Boston Celtics. You don't want to miss it.
All right, the second quarter. Beginning in just a moment. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Spurs.
Now, Kevin, in the first half of play, they're really closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity defensively.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
Down low, it's Duncan and Splitter. Ginobili and Leonard on the wings. And it's Parker. In at the 1. So that's who San Antonio starts the second one.
Manu Ginobili is really one of those electrifying all-around players. I mean, he's as fun to watch as any guy in the league. He scores, he defends, has a nose for the ball. He does everything, and usually he packs a bunch of production into short stints of playing time. He's now in his mid-30s. The question becomes for him is health. How much longer can he go at the level he's played at throughout his career?
Here's Teague. Back to Boozer. He's against Splitter. And Boozer gets it to go. Boozer's got his second basket of the game. And for Ginobili last season, his shooting percentages dipped just a little bit. Now 36 years old. He's, breaking down, it seems like, on a more regular basis. Is he starting to fade here? I'm sure
he is, but he's still capable of playing out of his mind on any given night. I mean, and that's what you want from a guy like that at his age. You're not going to get it every night, but can he continue to help you win games? No question, Ginobili, he showed that last year.
Luol Deng is checked in for Chicago. Jimmy Butler comes in for Marcus T. Duncan kicks to Parker. Leonard on the wing. Back to Parker. Three-pointer. And that one's good. Parker's got 6 here in this quarter.
That's pretty much been the norm for them. Getting their points off assists and great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
Here's Deng. Another one falls for Chicago. Last game for the Spurs. They want to turn it around after the loss to the Rockets in Houston.
It was not a very inspired performance for them, particularly defensively. I thought they gave the hostile crowd a lot to cheer about, frankly.
Yeah, they allowed a lot of free runs to the hoop, a lot of open jumpers, and in the end, the opponent's shooting percentage was right through the roof, and you can't win when that's the case.
Chicago calls timeout, coming off that win against Minnesota.
Well, they own the boards at both ends of the floor in that game. I thought that was what won it for them more than anything else.
Well, that was the one area they knew they could exploit in the matchup, and boy, did they ever. Exploited.
I like that they're taking it inside and taking advantage of each opportunity, Clark, to chip away at the deficit.
Yeah, and doing it with the dunk is a major energizer, too. gets the momentum going.
Yeah, and I think the interior defense, as good a job offensively as we saw, the defensive presence was almost non-existent. And they may see this lead disappear if they continue to give up those easy points.
And the shot is good.
But you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Ginobili the best about it. Working on Boozer. Waters shot good. And the Spurs lead by 7. Chicago's gone 3 of 3 from three-point land here tonight. Rose dishes to Butler. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful.
Oh, man, he goes old school on us with the finger roll.
San Antonio leading by 5.
Jimmy Butler was the last pick of the first round back in 2011 by the Bulls. And last season, I tell you what, he really solidified his place in the rotation, guys. He's still developing his outside shot, but he brings an awful lot to light to the table.
And the Bulls making a change here. Noah with a screen for Dang. Here's Butler, and it's rejected. McGrady against Noah, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. And we've got a chance now to get caught up on how the standings are looking in the West as we make the push through midseason. You look at the Rockets, and not a surprise really to see them sitting there in the #1 spot in the conference. The excellent brand of basketball they've been putting on display lately has been terrific. And, of course, the San Antonio Spurs, 2 spots down.
For the Spurs, they've done it again this season. Established themselves as one of the league's elite teams.
And, you know, that's really the mark of a great franchise, Clark, when you can do it over and over again, particularly when the expectations are high because the pressure's on, and all you can do is continue to work and compete and try to perform at the same level you've been at. And that's exactly what this team's doing.
Rose double team. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod. And then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make in a close game, a potential momentum builder.
And Mills gets to Green. This is to Mills. That 3 off the mark. They time it right. They can end this quarter with a 2 for 1.
Yeah, that's the smart move there. That's how you want to end the quarter, but make sure you get a good solid possession here.
And Butler gets it to go.
I really like the fact that he's getting the touches he needs here after not scoring a single point in that first quarter.
Here's McGrady, and the layup's good off the glass. Bulls trail by 3. 6-second difference between shot and game time. Gibson backs in. Back to Butler. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. That ties it up. 14 points for Derrick Rose.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Bellinelli with the 3. That's hauled in by Noah. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That's his first foul. Now here's Rose. With 1 on the clock. Shot's good by Gibson. Gibson's got 6.
And these two teams continuing to trade blows like heavyweights in the middle of the ring.
So many times tonight, the energy in this building has gone from one way to the other.
And we're through 2 here and a good one. It's Chicago, leading by just 2. Folks, stay tuned for the halftime show with Damon Bruce for all the highlights from our first half.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
It's Wednesday night at the 2K Sports Studio, and this is the Halftime Report. Chicago with the lead against the Spurs at AT&T Center. They're currently sitting in second place in the conference. They'd like to build upon that position. Derrick Rose has been on a roll in the first half. We're at halftime, and still, he hasn't missed a shot. It's been a pure shooting exhibition. And for San Antonio, they're looking good in their own right. Their second unit giving them instant offense. They've gone to their bench for scoring, and they've answered the call. Steven Jackson certainly contributing with his play. What a revelation he's been, coming off the bench to put up some incredible numbers. And now, let's check out the other game still going on. The Houston Rockets in front against the Mavericks at American Airlines Center. That one looks to be all but over. And another game going on, a tightly contested game for the Celtics up against the Philadelphia 76ers. And after the first quarter, we got a 4-point deficit. And a look here at the other NBA action. For New Orleans, a loss to the Timberwolves at Target Center. Hard game to watch as a fan. Eric Gordon, their leading scorer. And we'll see you next time. Second half about to get underway in San Antonio. So long, basketball fans.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And a view here of the beautiful San Antonio Riverwalk as we welcome you back to the game. A fantastic game from Derrick Rose in this one.
It didn't take long to see what kind of game he was going to have today. He came out very aggressively and had a terrific first half.
You know, you look at his shot chart, it's all graped up. I mean, he's right at the rim. He's driving the lane again and again.
Here's who Tom Thibodeau is starting the second half with. D. Rose and Jimmy Butler, the backcourt. Dang and Boozer, they make up the forwards. And it's Noah in at the 5 down low.
As great a player as Manu is on the court, his true impact on the NBA might not be felt until years from now. His success has captivated South America, and we should be seeing a lot of players influenced by him as they come into the NBA down the line.
Bulls trail by 3. Off his foot, and the official saying it was kicked. Off the inbound, again Chicago. And Clark, you mentioned Ginobili's influence abroad. Grew up in Bahia Blanca, Argentina, basketball hotbed down there. This is woven into the fabric of everything that he is.
You know, he does. He comes from a basketball family. Coaches, players, his brother played professionally in Europe, but just a tremendous player and human being, Manu Ginobili, obviously representing his country in the NBA. Look at that athletic play. Incredible.
Wow.
Man, he got... got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
Yeah, I like that.
Putting on a show for these people.
I cannot believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Are you kidding me?
Oh, man. Might as well flaunt it if you've got it, Clark.
On its way from Rose for 2. It's Chicago with another bucket.
Perfect on their first 3 shots now. That's the way to start the second half.
This is not the slam dunk contest. You don't get do-over. You got to finish the job.
From the stripe.
That's still a great start to the half after hitting their first 3, even before that miss.
Ginobili the pass to Parker. There's the dish to Duncan. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Duncan's got 11 points.
You know, it seems like when they've gone to him, he's really come through. And that's not something they should get away from.
Noah dishes to Butler. He passes to Rose. Rose off the pick from Boozer. Back to Rose. Just 5 on the clock. And it's blocked by Duncan. And finished off by Noah. San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. And going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season.
Remember, they won both games against this club last season, which was, I think, one of the highlights of the year.
Here's Jackson. Gets the three-point ball. 11 points in the game.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Teague gets to Boozer. Duncan on him. Baseline try. That is good. And it's 8 points for Carlos Boozer. Steve was talking about this moments ago about the sweep. Not easy to do, certainly, when you take on an opponent, when you know. And even if it's just a two-game series like this one is, and it won't be any easier this year, I don't think, either.
No, it won't. I mean, we can be pretty certain, Kevin, that both of these teams are going to be battling for the top spot in their respective conferences. So the games between them will be hard-fought and tough.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. Let's go to our 2K leaderboard. Three-point shooting, where you expect to see some high percentages from the shooting guard position. And that's just what this group has provided. You look at Butler, he's absolutely deadly from outside.
Well, two guard is where we traditionally find the best shooters in the league, and he's no exception to that rule. Look at the success he's having from three-point range.
Well, Steve, he never stops working out there on the perimeter. He's always in motion, constant motion, fighting to get to the open spot on the floor. That's one of the key things about great shooters. They work before they take their shots, and he may be the best long-range shooter in the NBA.
You know what I love about Tim Duncan is that early in his career, he was so dominant on the block at both ends of the floor. And as his career has gone on and he's taken on a little bit lesser role with the Spurs, it's never bothered him. He's just accepted whatever role Greg Popovich asked of him. And now he's still a very effective player, but the Spurs have become more of a perimeter-type team, and that's just fine with him.
Green gets it to go.
And he's someone the defense has to keep track of at all times because even when he doesn't have the ball, he moves so well without it. He's constantly a threat to catch and shoot.
And he's very much a student of the game in terms of getting to know the tendencies of whichever player he's guarding. On any given night, and then gearing his defensive game plans to do what he needs to do to stop it. Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, man, he's got so much power.
Chicago making a switch here. Heinrichs checked in. Steve, you're talking about Tim Duncan accepting a changing role as time goes on. And, you know, what can be a challenge, you think, Clark, for a guy like that when he has to grow into different positions over the course of his career?
Well, for Tim Duncan, I don't think it was hard at all because it's all about winning for him. It's not about the numbers as long as he contributes to winning, and that makes him happy. So he adjusted, but it wasn't a big deal for him.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Boozer comes in for Muhammad, and it's Jimmy Butler coming in for Luol Deng. And Boozer throws it down.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He had absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
Back to Parker. Takes the three, and that one's good. Parker's got 12.
And the threes continue to go down at that end with almost nothing happening from deep at the other.
But the way to turn that around is defensively, by stopping their outside shot, not by getting into a shootout. They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
The defense has to adjustment. They've got to string together some stops, or at the very least, try to force this team into some bad shots.
And it's Rose penetrating. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Rose has got 4 this quarter.
Gotta love the finger roll up and over the defense.
No problem knocking that one down.
They are killing him with that three-point shot here in the second half.
Well, the defense fully stretched out. Trying to stop that shot and still not able to get it done.
And a great show through 3 quarters. As we enter the 4th, who will carry the day? Spurs lead by 7. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports.
Next Monday night, February 3rd, Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers go up against the Denver Nuggets. Hoops action.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The 4th quarter. The play should begin momentarily. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for San Antonio.
Boy, guys, I really like how they've driven the ball to the basket in this game. I mean, they've been very aggressive with it.
And they continue to knock down the long-range three-point shot as well.
Ginobili and Leonard on the wings. Boris Diaw is out there with Matt Bonner. And it's Mills in at the point guard. That's the San Antonio foul. Ginobili attacking. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
What a display of offense we've seen today, and it's only getting better.
Well, both defenses have been on their heels all day, and it's begun to take its toll.
Up and in on the layup. And that's 15 points for Butler.
They've got to continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside. That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guys.
Dang passes to Heinrich, and the shot is good.
Well, that's the easiest opportunity an offense can get off a steal.
Exactly. No defense for that.
Here's Leonard. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
That's far too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
Well, that's 3 of the last 5 makes, having been behind the three-point line. So, got to make some adjustments defensively.
Three-pointer, Heinrich, and good on the basket. Book it. Heinrich's got 5 points now this quarter.
The rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
I thought it might be a little imprudent to try to get those points right back, but it worked.
And we've seen a few mix-ups defensively out there on the perimeter.
More than a few. I mean, the open looks they've allowed from long range have turned into a lot of points.
Butler kicks to Dang. Back to Butler, and there's the call on Ginobili. That's his first foul.
Close, but I didn't think he got on balance quickly enough.
And it's hard to draw charges as quick as players are at this level. That's not an easy bit of work there.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Taj Gibson's checked in for Boozer. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Kirk Heinrich.
And there it is again. That's where their points have been coming today, from the low post.
And even under pressure in tight, they've maintained their concentration and converted their opportunities.
Pass to Leonard. Kicks it to Bonner. Working on Noah. And the call will be against Joakim Noah. That's his first foul. Carlos Boozer's checked in for Taj Gibson. The drive by Duncan. Outside Leonard. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Good. 16 points from Ginobili.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc. Feels like they're finding the holes in this defense. Yeah, he's one of those guys that's special because he lives for the big moments. Fearless. I mean, he will take any big shot down the stretch. He wants the ball in his hands.
And also, he's one of those guys who can cover 94 feet in the blink of an eye and often does, with or without help on the break.
Here's Rose and foul. Hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That one on Barkley.
What a night so far for Rose. He has 20 points, He's come up with a couple of nice steals today, too.
Well, he's been playing a very energetic brand of defense, Clark. You got to love it.
Splitter is checked in for Matt Bonner. Both good from the line that time.
In a crucial spot, he is always so solid at the line. We rarely waste those opportunities.
Leonard, he's covered by Dan. Backing him down is Duncan. It's good, and there's a block called on the play. He'll get one free throw.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
One shot. The free throw drops for Duncan. Rose with the ball. Outside Butler. Pass to Noah. Here's Leonard. Parker kicks to Duncan. And here is Ginobili. Leonard attacking. Back to Ginobili. And another basket for San Antonio.
The switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Tom Thibodeau was giving to his team. He told his team to keep looking for three-point opportunities, saying their perimeter defense isn't doing a good job getting out on our shooters. So let's keep firing away until they decide to guard us.
And as always, Doris, thank you.
One of the reasons they're behind is because we haven't seen enough of that. He needs to become a bigger part of the offense.
And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. 1:29 left in the fourth quarter. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Shooting for San Antonio.
1:29 left in the fourth. Rose against Parker. Rose goes in, and the rejection by Leonard. Parker dishes the splitter, and that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. And San Antonio has possession, and that one's good. And now it's a 12-point San Antonio lead.
And their field goal percentage continues to climb. They've really shot the ball well here today so far.
Yeah, and it's all about quality shot selection, smart shot selection. They've been very patient on offense.
His shooting has been so good today, he may have to take it upon himself to try to get his club out of this hole.
And that one's good.
Well, this is going to seal the deal. They've really exploded here to the finish line.
You know, once they sniffed out that blood in the water, the killer instinct came right out.
Rose gets the boost. Back to Rose. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
This run probably just a case of too little too late.
But at least they're still going after it and playing hard. It would have been very easy to throw in the towel a while ago.
And that one's good. Duncan.
And the fans loving what's transpired here tonight. A really good victory for these guys.
Sure was. I mean, they did just what they needed to do to keep the visitors from getting any momentum going at all.
San Antonio's gotten off to a great start from three-point range in the final quarter. They're a perfect 3 of 3. That's good.
Well, that puts the nail in the coffin.
A clinic in terms of how to play with the lead right there.
Rose attacking, and he lays it straight in.
Oh, he's so good at recognizing where the openings are and getting the ball to the rim.
Here's Duncan. Stolen by Boozer.
Probably time to just say it, guys. This game is over.
I think you're right on target there.
Good on the shot.
He is setting this place on fire. Fellas, his shooting has been off the charts.
San Antonio calls timeout. They lead by 8. There's 10 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Not sure why they're calling this timeout. The game is pretty much over.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Steve. Maybe they just want to Bask in the wind just a little longer, but I don't agree with it. Let's go. Get out of here.
Now McGrady. And so it's San Antonio with the win. This was a solid win for us.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this.
And that'll do it for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And now we present the Jordan Player of the Game, Tim Duncan.
Great finish right now here in San Antonio as the Spurs take it over the Bulls 107-99. There's the update injury list. Unfortunately, Rajon Rondo is not yet returned yet, as Jeremy and Evans will be here return to play. Tobias Harris, Glenn Davis, Devin Harris will be injured, even Dirk Nowitzki. And unfortunately again, no way, no. Unfortunately, Darren Williams and Rajon Rondo still injured. Wow, why didn't put return on the list? I don't know why they no. Because they're not yet returned. Why did not yet? Why they put injury? Oh my god, because even Dirk Nowitzki still day to day for migraine headache. It even only hurt something problem. No way. Why? Rajon Rondo still day to day. Even Darren Williams still day to day. Oh my god. As the coach said, they will be keeping for injury is still inactive. But check out some real box scores for now. Spurs beat the Bulls. 28 points for Tim Duncan. Manu Ginobili got 21. Steven Jackson got 14. 12 and 10 for Tony Parker. Derrick Rose got 26 points and 8 assists. Jimmy Butler got 19 points and Carlos Boozer got 12. So unfortunately, Darren Williams, Rajon Rondo, and Tyree Evans not yet returned to play as still injury for day to day. So now check out some next schedule on January 3. Our first game, other hand, we're off to Oracle Arena. We got the Clippers and the Warriors, and followed by the second game, it's the Cavaliers and the Knicks. That should be a good one. So let's skip right here for Suns and the Pacers, and Ian Mahimi will be hurt for shin splits day to day, and the Pacers win. 22 points for Danny Granger. David West got 20 points. Caron Butler got 19. Jerome Green got 18 points along with Goran Dragic. 16 and 9 for Marcin Gortat. And now that we wrap up here, so unfortunately, Darren Williams, Rajon Rondo, and Tyreke Evans not yet returned to play in the NBA. There's our standings in the East. We got the Miami Heat, the Chicago Bulls, Atlanta Hawks, Brooklyn Nets, Detroit Pistons, Indiana Pacers, and the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Orlando Magic. And the hunt was Charlotte Bobcats, Washington Wizards, and the division leading Philadelphia 76ers. We'll see the second place chasing on that one. On the other hand, in the West, we got the Houston Rockets, San Antonio Spurs, LA Clippers, OKC Thunder, Portland Trail Blazers, Memphis Grizzlies, Golden State Warriors, LA Lakers, and the hunt was Minnesota Timberwolves. So for now, what happened, the Nets still have an injury yet as they extend for day to day. They're very, very sad right now. Unfortunately, Darren Williams not yet to play. Hopefully at the time. That's the other games with now. So that's hopefully if Rajon Rondo will be back soon. So time to say fouls now. So fortunately, Darren Williams, Rajon Rondo, and Tyreke Evans are not yet returned to play as still injury is still inactive. So now, tomorrow night we have another Tuesday doubleheader for you. First game, on the other hand, we're off to Oakland, California. We got the Pacific Division rivalry, and again, stop trigger buttons annoying it. So there you go. First game, on the other hand, we're off to Oracle Arena. I'm going to use the Warriors once again. It's going to be Chris Paul and Blake Griffin of the Los Angeles Clippers take on Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors, and followed by the second game here in New York City. We got another East rivalry, East showdown, featuring Kyrie Irving of the Cleveland Cavaliers take on Carmelo Anthony of the New York Knicks. That will be a good one in the Eastern Conference. And that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin, and the New York Knicks complete the revenge comeback down 20-point deficit over the Indiana Pacers as the Knicks still trail the Pacers 1-2 in the series thanks to Karl Anthony Towns. Make a comeback is possible. That will be good, should interesting. So that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin, and the Spurs beat the Bulls by 8, 107-99. This is Andre Kenshin. Say so long for AT&T Center in San Antonio. We'll see you tomorrow. For the first game, we're off to Oracle Arena in Oakland for the Los Angeles Clippers take on the Golden State Warriors, and followed by the second game will be the Cleveland Cavaliers and the New York Knicks. Once again, this is Andre Kenshin saying so long for AT&T Center San Antonio. It's time to say sign up and peace out. Good night, and reminder, we'll see you tomorrow for another doubleheader. First game, we got the LA Clippers take on the Golden State Warriors, and followed by the second game will be the Cleveland Cavaliers and the New York Knicks. Sign up and peace out. Good night.